Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through my AFL Fantasy team preview for round 4. It isn't exactly final, but as I also just need to check the fixtures for this round and go through the fact that Sydney need to sort out my my VC, and it will probably be, it will be a Marinoff into Gardner, and every time I do this it resets my team, so just gotta set it up again. There we go, so it's set up by value now. Anyway, so there's that. Just resetting my team again, it switches this every single time, and I think doing that fixes it. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. That one. So, as you can see, not final yet. Remaining salary 101k, so I can make the move up to Gardner. I was going to bring in Bowers, and you can see my trades here. Nanscore, McCarthy, Davies for Everest, and then McCarthy for Bowers. I could easily just go and trade Bree Davy for like even Prezi or Rowbottom. Look here, if I just do, is there a rollback? If I reverse these trades, let's see, and just say I get rid of Davy for Presparkis, because that'll give us the most cash, and then I go Phillips and I go Nanscorn, and I've got 1.452 mil. And then you go to forwards, and you go, I could do this, which would be a little bit outlandish, and then I'd have 345k to spend on McCarthy still. So I could do that theoretically. I could change out Roberts, but do I want to give those girls another week is the big question, I guess. Or I actually want to now see, even though I've just done the video on literally just finished recording the video on the CBAs and the kick-ins and the sort of ruck component. I do want to just check Collingwood and what was Rowe's role. Where is it? She has no CBAs, so she's playing a wing role. So that is so dangerous for fantasy. If we just go to Rowe, that is so dangerous to try and pick her up, in my opinion. So I probably won't be picking up Rowe because she has no CBAs, and I want forwards that have CBAs, as simple as that. So I could do, as I said, make that switch there. I hate when I do that. Let me just cancel this. So that, there we go. So Bree Davy, say I did that. Say I did something like this. What could I do if I wanted to get Hoare in? I would have 1.5 million to spare, and if I go to midfielders, and say I just 1.5 million, so I'd have a 1.2. I could get Ali Anderson in, but I think I do want to get one of Prezi, Rowbottom, Bowers, or Gardner, as you probably saw by one of my tweets, and no one's responded to it yet. But yeah, so I think someone will respond to it during the day, and we'll get that. But I think originally my first and trade set was to get rid of this, because I do want to get rid of Davies, because her role seems to have gone, as we talked about in the earlier video, and she scored a 13. It's going to be so hard for a cash gen to recover from that. So I think I'm going to get Bowers, just because I'm worried about this potential tag to Gardner. And then we're going to grab up McCarthy for cash gen reasons, and then also pick up Everest for cash gen reasons as well. So I think that's going to be my trades, and I'm pretty confident that Paris McCarthy actually plays, because Ham's got an injury. So I think her being out of the squad the player that comes in won't necessarily actually play. And I think McCarthy actually played pretty well in her first game against a tough opposition. So I think she can get 40s for the next couple of weeks. Another 40 will get her up about 45, 50k, so that would be good. And just if she can get herself up to 450, 500k, then that's a lot of cash gen made, and then we can move that on for better things. But going through all my trades, but Tiny Evans is pretty much set. Carney's improving, which is good. I wonder what she'll put up here, but she's putting up 60s to 70s, and yes, she's losing value overall, but she's still doing enough at the moment, and hopefully she has that big game. Cordner, her roles, but I mean, they didn't really have it down back, I don't think, Carlton. So against a tougher opponent in Richmond, hopefully we actually see her do better. Heads might struggle this week because it's West Coast, but hopefully she can just get a load of intercept marks and a lot of tackles. But I mean, she has a difficult run, I think, coming up, or has a harder team going up, next week, etc. After West Coast, because West Coast are the easiest team to go up against. If we look here, I won't probably show this on like I did a couple of weeks ago, but they've got like my phone screen at the moment. They've got Eagles this week. Then they've got Carlton. Carlton should be a tougher side. Port will definitely be a tougher side for them, having lost them in year one. Hawks as well will be a tough side, or a tougher side than the Eagles. Then they got Western Bulldogs. Then they have Collingwood. Then they have Freo. So they don't actually have a tough side, like a real out and out like top four side after that Geelong game. But yeah, they should, and so they played their two tough games really in the first 3 weeks, so they could build up some momentum, but I don't think they necessarily will make finals. But yeah, so I think Heads will be fine, to be honest. Thomas starting to get into that role, hopefully, because she's playing. I mean, Sydney should be an easier side for them to play against, so her role might suffer this week, but hopefully next week when West Coast comes up against tougher sides, it should be fine. McDonald won't play, or shouldn't play. Hopefully doesn't. But then we'll have to go with Gardner as a captain if she does play. Bowers, bring her in. Could actually captain her now that the role is, I think, open. Do we want to go with Bowers basically, or do we want to go with So you could go, since I have where's Bowers? I could go either Marinoff into Bowers or Marinoff into Gardner. We'll see what happens there. I'm more tendent to go with Gardner just because she's been ridiculous each and every round. And I think there is a potential for her to go nuts in this next round. Riddell against Brisbane, that's going to be tough. Noffy against GWS, she should do well. Whitford against Western Bulldogs should be able to bounce back, to be honest. And then Benici against St Kilda. Hopefully they don't tag her. I don't think they will. I think they'll tag Davey first, but hopefully they don't do a double tag or anything, because Benici's one that I'm probably going to move out in the next couple of rounds, just because if I can get her up soon, say I'd move Stratton on for Phillips and Single, move them on soon. What did Single do? 60k. If Single can make another 80 to 100k this week against Western Bulldogs, that would be huge. Hopefully Phillips can make some money as well against Geelong. It's a tough game, but hopefully she can make some money, because then I can get them up to the forwards of choice in Too Good and potentially Rao. Even though I don't necessarily like her, it would have to be Hall, which Hall would be touch and go. As I don't really, Morrison with that potential role change could be horrific. And then, yeah, so hopefully they make enough cash to go up. If Stratton can get another 80 and go up, what she got last round, 160k. If she can get another 80 and go up another 160 to 180k, that'd be quite ridiculous. But hopefully she can do that, as that would get Phillips and Single out of the side. Gardner, as we said, is the captain. Malloy, just hope she puts up 100 score against West Coast. She should be able to. It's West Coast. Go big. Roberts should be fine, honestly. She may need to be moved out in a little bit, because she is playing Sydney, and she probably won't. She's in that role that I don't know if she'll necessarily get the ball enough to score well, but she's put up to 80 plus scores, so she'll be fine for this week. Phillips against Geelong, as we've spoke about, will be tough, that matchup, but hopefully she can work her way through it and put up a decent score, and then gain some cash so I can move her Stratton and Single out for forwards next week. And then you've got Everest here. And with that as well, also having Bowers in and getting rid of Davies, it opens up 117k. And 117k basically already puts me... well, I need roughly 2.6 million at the moment to get the upgrades that I want. And I've got 874 plus 825 plus 686 plus... something didn't work there, as it said I had 874 plus 825 plus 686 plus 117 already puts me at 2.5 mil. So I need to make up, and 2.5 mil minus 1180 minus 1107 minus 300. So I have to make up 85k plus with the current trades with the current remaining salary that I have, plus also go positive on the trades at the moment, as in Single, Phillips and Stratton also gain cash on Hoare and Too Good. So hopefully they do, as it may be tough for them to actually do that. But I think Hoare's at a point now where she's not going to gain too much cash, and Too Good the same sort of thing. And those two look the best, not going to lie, about with forwards at the moment. Anyway, a short-ish video, I think, as Everest is my utility at the moment, and hopefully she can gain cash quickly in 2 or 3 weeks and trade her out as we do our... as we look to upgrade our defenders later on in the year, as they will all even out around that 700. Well, even here you look at it, and Thomas is starting to gain cash back again. But I think most defenders will be within about 150k of each other. Most top defenders, top 20, top 30 defenders, 150k of each other. And a simple... someone at 600, 700k on the bench could easily just break it open and allow you to get anyone. And that's sort of the plan at the moment, is they're not really leaking points too much. If you look at the defenders for the round points, you'll see Smith and Priest sort of ran away with it. But then outside of that, Gonjaga's not going to do it regularly. Emerson has a lot of kickouts and had that against, I believe, North kicked... Did North kick accurately? I don't know if North kicked accurately or not. I forgot. But other than that, you see here Carney, Everest, Evans, Thomas, Heads, and then down here was Cordner. I think a lot of people might get rid of Cordner in the next week or two if her role doesn't return. But anyway, that is pretty much a ramble of a video. Not the best round preview, but hopefully this gets out to you guys before... in due course, I guess. And yeah, so before I end off the video, at least change to that screen. This has been a mess of a video, but yeah, I hope it at least showed the sort of mindset that I'm in at the moment of trying to get the forwards and mids up quickly. I would like to get to Moffat, as she is the best ruck in my opinion out there. She is, if we look at the averages, she's actually jumped out to the best ruckman, and I think she will definitely increase that with her game against West Coast this week. But yes, so that is the plan, I guess, is to get Phillips and Single up with Stratton next week to Hoare and Too Good. And then the week after that, probably look at upgrading Benici up and get some more cash gen, to be honest with you. Just getting cash gen and more cash gen going, because I probably need another, I'd say, another 400k for Benici to go up to Ghana, and then another probably 400, 500. I'd probably need another million or so off the bench, to be honest with you, to complete my side out in the next 7 rounds outside of Stratton's cash flow next week. And I've only got Everest, McCarthy and Hoare's barely getting cash anyway to do that. So I need to just continue flipping over for cash and reasons. And yeah, so that is the video there. Not the longest video, but hopefully not the absolute worst video. And I guess I'll see you guys in the games recap on Saturday or Sunday, whenever I do the first recap. Anyway, I'll see you guys in that video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.